Hello everyone, No Respawns here, hope you're doing well. So firstly, I had and still slightly do, had a really bad cold borderline flu. I don't think I've actually ever caught the flu, but basically, I got sick on about late Thursday, so I haven't had a record. But my voice, probably a bit croaky, you can see I've gone a bit bassy, actually. But basically, I can talk again now. So I made a gatehouse, anyway, now that my voice is, nearly fine. I made a gatehouse because basically, so what I've been doing recently is I realised I've been, one, obsessing over the mod, and two, all of the builds I've been doing have kind of been using the, the Workbench Anywhere mod, which is really cool. However, I've been just neglecting my actual builds. I think it was the problem. I was at that stage with a lot of these settlements where I kind of had to do like walls and ships and gatehouses. So what I thought I'd do is I wanted to do kind of something a bit of a dominating gatehouse, because with Sunshine Tidings Co-op, obviously you kind of go up that big hill right there. So it's really, you can really get the gatehouse as a set piece, something that you kind of looms up. It looks really cool. And also I wanted to kind of maybe make something that was, as you can see, kind of weirdly vanilla. Obviously I'm still using modding pieces. I'm using lots of revert junk fences, as you'll see. But it's quite a crisp, modular looking build, which I quite like. I still don't know what the walls of the settlement look like. I don't know if I should go junk or if I should do something a bit more built up. I think initially I was going to go for kind of like a like more barricade thing where it wasn't walled off, but I just like, you know, it kind of, especially with a settlement like this, I feel it needs walls, because I think it'll look a little bit messy if it doesn't have walls. So it's going to have walls. I don't know if it'll be its own video or not. Having fun with this having fun with this. Oh god, I've been so pissed off with my flu. Davey does not do being ill very well, just for the record. Just thought I'd point that out there. He complains a lot. You know when you like ill and everything aches, like you've gone to the gym but you haven't. It was that level, and it's really pissing off as well because I just finished my mod, so I was like, yay, I can get back to building, and then my voice just went. Anyway, it's fine. It's alright. Everything's good. And I have loads of ideas as well. Like, there are loads of, so I've been using Pinterest. But also, like, Frostpunk is coming out soon, for example, right? And I might do kind of like a slightly steampunky build soon. Because there are loads of places which have kind of steampunky aesthetics to them. So it'll be cool, right? I'm going to be in steal ideas from that. So it's be grand. Anyway, so I quite like this build. It also has one of my favourite staircases. So you'll get to it in a wee-ish, very close to wee-ish bit, actually. But basically, because I always struggle with the staircases, and this one has, because Fallout doesn't let you have ladders, and the way the staircases work, they tend to kind of stick out in a really silly way. So like to get up something like this just always looks wrong. Whereas I've actually managed to, if I do say so myself, make a reasonably decent staircase, which you will see in a wee bit. It just lines up pretty well. I do the fences first, I think. So this is a little bit, those of you who remember back in the day, when my old sanctuary, I had a kind of gatehouse which basically followed this structure. But I don't think it was too wide. It also looks a little bit like the castle. I just think it really suits it, but it's also dynamic and different enough, as you will see when it is finished. I do think it looks a little better from the back than from the front. And here I am out the front, as I'm at the top already. So I was going to build up the top a little bit more as well, but I decided I just wanted it to kind of look like a bit more of just kind of a lookout. I didn't want to overdo it or commit to something a little bit too, you know, complex, that I go, well, this idea is terrible now, I don't want to commit to it. So don't worry, I'll get rid of that staircase soon. It's fine. That's the shit staircase. Don't look at that one. That is my I just need to get on top of the roof really quickly staircase, rather than anything that actually, you know, is staircasey. This is, again, if you look, USO structures, wooden, metal, wood railings. If you scroll further to the side, there are all these rather sexy railings which mix together with the wood, as you can see, kind of produce quite a nice aesthetic. Ignore the gate, it doesn't work. See, I've already removed it. Basically, that gate looks really nice, but the way it opened up, it actually cut into the sides of the walls, so it didn't really work. So my throat is just full up. Annoying. Really grumpy. I actually took Monday off work, right? I never take Monday. I never like call in sick because I always just I always just, I don't know, I think because I used to work in sales, so I'm one of those people who was paranoid at calling in sick. But I called in sick. But I couldn't even enjoy my day. Like, I couldn't even just sit there and play Stellaris all day, or what have I got? I got Vermintide 2. I just couldn't enjoy it because I was just so delirious. I was really annoyed. That was my first world problems, yeah? I was really upset. I just kind of laid in bed. Anyway, I'm fine now. It's alright. So using the reverse junk fences here, I don't put anything on the sides of it because it still has to connect to the wall. I nearly did, and I was going to build the wall a little bit at the side, but then I realised I have no idea in what way I want the walls to look, so I didn't bother. It won't be a wall you can walk along, because I think that would be a way too much of a commitment for this scale, because it's going to have to, it's unfortunately, because Sunshine Tidings quite big, it's going to have to loop around the entire thing. So, yeah, this I was quite pleased by. So basically, once I actually get it in, there it is. So basically, I thought it would be quite cool. I was just scrolling through, and I thought using these bits here would actually look quite cool. And it does look quite cool, because it basically looks like they're armoured and reinforced, and they just kind of sink quite nicely into the towers. Because the towers are, you know, they're hollow, but I'm not actually going to be building inside them. So I can kind of I can clip these in basically without it looking a little bit silly. So it kind of looks like this, like it's deliberately bending outwards to kind of deflect. I don't know if that, I think that's how it actually works as well. So it kind of deflect munitions, so like rockets won't actually hit the wall and then just like, you know, damage it. It'll like bounce off. That's like the reasoning by the aesthetic. Plus this looks a bit badass, yeah. It does look better from the back, actually, though, just because the back's got all of the, you know, bits and pieces going on it. But yes. So I think plan is, I do want to kind of start working on Sunshine Tidings, so I think I will actually just kind of make the next video either a wall, or I might just, I don't know, maybe a montage. We'll figure it out, because I'm conscious that, you know, wall videos do kind of drag on a little bit. Like, this is a gatehouse, this is cool, but if I just make another wall, and it will probably be like a variation, something already done, so we'll figure it out. And I am going to be updating the mod soon, and I am going to be doing my home plate mod thing as well. I was so fucking delirious on the weekend. Not a happy Davey at all, but that looks pretty grand. So you see from the back, so this is where I figured out my funky. So basically it's everything lined up, since I put the little board there. And the staircase perfectly lines up to where that support is there. And I just get to pop this. And look at this. Oh, now I do have a few supports in the decoration phase, but this just kind of mounts itself quite well. Now there is a little bit of a support poking through the staircase, but it's only slightly, and I'm okay with it. I was worried worried it might bother me, but it actually doesn't, which is cool. But basically, yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. I'm quite pleased. It works quite well. Now, initially, I was actually going to have, you see, I've just jumped ahead here and used these shack wall corners. I was going to have a guard post, but it looked a little weird, and I was going to initially snap these on, but they were being a bit of a pain in the ass. So instead, I just do this and pick them up and wander on a wee ladder here and just kind of pop them on, because they slightly sink in, but also everything seems to quite nicely clip together. So it's kind of like slightly raised off. I'm going to put, when I do the decoration phase, actual guard rugs. I don't even decorate up here at all, because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But it does look quite nice. I think so. Anyway, he says that it looks quite nice. Does it look quite nice? I think so. So I have a little bit of a nightmare with these. But I end up rug glitching them in. Because that's how you do it, because it's really, really simple. Oh, it's good to be building again. You know what I mean? I've actually got a couple of mods have been updated, especially, I always forget how to pronounce your goddamn acronym name, and I follow you on Twitter, but the person who does, because it's like a 5-letter acronym, no, it's an 8-letter acronym, Toys of something or other. The person who does the Posters of the Commonwealth and, the created the crafting stations mod. I'll mention it when I do a next decoration video. Basically, they've updated their mod with loads of cool decoration bits for PS4. It's off all platforms, I think, but it's especially on PS4. It's really, really good. Like loads of cool like decoration if you're on PS4. It's in there, and I will do it in the next video because it's very, very cool. So this is the gate. What I end up doing is I do end up moving it to the center, as you'll see in the tour. The reason being is because though it looks cool from here, the way I've done it, when you go from the front, it actually looks way too deep into the wall. Plus, as well, like, yeah, it just looks a little bit weird. These walls, by the way, if you didn't pay attention, so this is in the fences, and it is under retextured. I don't know if I actually showed that as well. So basically, unlock 7 objects, junk fences, and there's a retextured section, and it basically has a load of the gatehouses, the gates, because they're not gatehouses, the gates with actual flags on them, which is quite cool. I really like the way they look. God, I'm proper croaky today, aren't I? God damn it. God damn it. Thought I was better. Fuck's sake. It's really, you know, not very good when you're a YouTuber and your voice just goes. It's like, oh, well then. Guess. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'd know this, but you don't follow me on Twitter, do you? Because only about 5,000 or so of you follow me on Twitter. But those that do, should, or don't, should, whatever. I'm still tired, yeah. Anyway, so this part, one thing I wanted to do, and I've run out of places to do stuff in, is my plan. So I planned this as I was walking home from work. On the place I'm currently working. It's not really work, is it? But the place I'm currently contracting with. And I had in my mind the idea, what I want to do, and I still will do it somewhere, is I wanted to do an actual drawbridge, but not like a working drawbridge. It was going to be like a lowered drawbridge, and then I was going to put like conduits and cables to make it look like, you know, it would pull up, but it doesn't. But there's no space, right? And none of my settlements have a position like this, where it's kind of like at the front, that would work. This happens so much with the nothing else to be built. It really pisses me off. That would work, which is really slightly annoying. It would like work in the castle, maybe. I'm trying to think of where it could work that I haven't already built on. But basically, so I was going to have like what looks like a drawbridge, right? And the second I figure out a place where that'll do, I will do another guardhouse. Because I just think like a drawbridge would look really, really cool. Doesn't it look cool with that staircase? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't stick out in a stupid way. It looks really, really nice. These are the shack free supports. You basically, the way if you see, they're kind of weird to use, but basically just look up. They look like they're floating, but they're not. You see? They're right there, so they look fine. Anyway, the tour is coming in a sec. Just adding a few more details with my little, you know how I like to texturize my little walkways and things like that. So this is kind of like a weirdly old school build in the sense of, I don't know, it's blocky, I guess. I don't know, but I like the way it's very crisp. I'm quite pleased with it. I was quite chuffed. It's quite grand. There we go, using all of my little buzzwords. I've realised I'm a terrible influence on people's English. I am sorry about that. I have a couple of like non-English friends who just say grand all the time, and it's like, yeah, but you don't have any northern family, so that doesn't really make any sense, does it? they're like Turkish and like Eastern European, and they're just saying grand. And everyone notices when they say it, because they're like, why did you say that? That's really weird when you say that. I'm like, oh. David does it. I'm like, no. I'm a terrible person. Anyway, just brambly, waffly bollocks aside. So yes, this looks quite cool. I'm quite chuffed. I still don't know what we're going to do with the walls, though. But, however, I'm still pleased with this. It's fine. It's fine, and I'm not fluey anymore. Though I'm still annoyed I was fluey. So, yes. I probably might put some guards around here. So this settlement, like the whole premise is still meant to be my hippie settlement. But I think because I've made it slightly disjointed and done loads of separate little builds, I maybe need to figure out a way to kind of blend everything together. Because it's kind of loads of little builds. It's just I kind of want to do the wall now. So that way I can kind of build on the interior. So this will be probably quite a big settlement, actually, thinking about it. So here's the tour. See the front. So the front does look quite... maybe could do with a bit more detail looking at it. It was actually something like I kept looking at because it's quite, I don't know, it's quite open, I guess. Maybe because I guess the gate's actually thin, but this part's actually quite wide and deep. However, it still looks quite cool. So from the back, as you can see, now it's slow. I slowly pull back. It looks really satisfying, I think. Like it's quite a nice gatehouse. I haven't put any defences, so there's no turrets or anything. In hindsight, I might put some turrets and stick them on the outside. I like use the Covenant stands and kind of have them so they're mounted on that, but I'll do that later. So we're gonna go up the stairs. And you will see, so you can see that little bit. Oh, I added the Wii supports on the stairs as well, so they don't look like they're flowing. But there's that one little bar that's poking through there. But I'm okay with it. I'm cool. And there will be actual stuff up here when I decide what to do with it. Anyway, hope you guys like that. I know I say this all the time because I'm incredibly lazy and just disorganized, but I am sorry for the massive dirge in the videos. Just recently, just the mod and then me getting sick kind of messed up my schedule. I will be back on form soon. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll talk to you lovely people soon. You take care.